trail mix, Judy?
Ah, thank you. And we have a trail mix for you next on Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time. And when we're talking about trails, we're talking about the Cascade Nursery Trail.
And this weekend on the Cascade Nursery Trail, there are 8 specialty nurseries open just for you.
And later in the show, I'll be talking with Carol at Out in the Garden Nursery about what she has to offer.
Also coming up in the show today, we'll be talking about apples.
But coming up first, fall shrubs.
Well, it's fall. I'm out here with Erin from Al's Home Garden Home. And Erin, you are the shrub and tree buyer out here. And we all hear that fall is a great time to transplant and plant things in our yard. And why is that?
Well, hopefully we're done with some extreme temperatures that we saw this summer, and we'll have a little rain in the forecast to help us with watering. And it is just a great time of year to. You still do get some root growth in the soil as long as it's above about 40-45 degrees.
Right, because coming off the summer, and things we may have planted this year, we may have found things that either kind of burned up or might not be in the quite right location.
Yeah.
So we can move those things, right?
Exactly, yeah. If you have something that's maybe getting too much sun exposure, you need to get it to a little more shadier location, it's a great time to do that. And hopefully next year it will take off and be successful.
So if we're doing that this time of year, we're planting or transplanting, what do we need to know for soil-wise? What should we be doing?
Yeah, well, in the valley here we have a lot of clay soil, unfortunately. So I always recommend adding a lot of organic material, compost, and that kind of thing to the soil. Incorporate that in with the native soil to help those roots, give them some good structure to grow into and develop.
And what about like fertilizer or root stimulator?
Sure. I always recommend and really stand behind the Al's transplant fertilizer. That goes in the hole when you plant the plant. Okay. Put it around the root layer that is existing from the pot, and what that does is gives it an initial nutrition package to get it going, get it established, and help it with transplant shock, and get it through wintertime and into the spring.
Yeah, because coming in spring, having that much more established root system is going to promote better growth and more support for that.
And it'll make it through next summer that much better.
Right. And there's a lot of things that we can still be planting to give us some color. As our yards have kind of petered out with a lot of the things. Looks like you've picked out some great shrubs that you could add to give you that kind of that late summer fall interest.
I've got a few favorites here that I really enjoy. Of course, we have crepe myrtle. This variety here is Tonto. They're still blooming and will continue until we get heavy rains. The blooms will kind of melt away, but it's wonderful for fall color.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. A couple different varieties. There's also a darker purple variety, that's Purple Magic, that is also a real winner as well.
And then this is kind of a fun one. Looks like you got berries on it and some blooms. So what is this guy?
Yeah, this is Hypericum, and the variety is Rosé. And as you can see, has a little yellow flower, and the berries form, and as they mature, they get kind of that rosé wine color.
Right. So lots of different interests. When you have maybe a flower in the spring that turns into a berry.
Right.
And you have a couple others on the end of the table there.
Yeah. So we also have Profusion Beautyberry. That's Calicarpa. It's an excellent deciduous shrub, green foliage through most of the season. Wintertime, you get the really great clusters of purple berries. They'll get even darker here as the temperatures get cooler, and the robins love those in the wintertime.
Yeah, especially after it drops all of its leaves, and then you're left with that just very, very vibrant.
Yeah, it's a showstopper. Definitely.
So now it sounds like it's a great time to to come down to Al's and pick out some of the shrubs to get in your yard, to do some transplanting. Pick up some fertilizer. So make sure you come down to Al's Garden and Home, talk to their knowledgeable staff about what you can be doing in your garden this time of year. Pick up some fresh new plants and get outside and keep planting. So Erin, thanks for having us and for all the information.
Thanks, Ryan.
At Blooming Junction, fall isn't about winding down, it's about getting ready. In the garden, start the next season off right now. Fall plantings produce healthier, more robust, and drought-tolerant plants than those planted in spring or summer. In the kitchen, get ready for the holidays with fresh, organically grown produce from our fields. So, whether it's for the garden or for the kitchen this season, Blooming Junction is your place for quality, uncommon plants and produce for your home and garden.
Nestled in the oaks of the Willamette Valley is a nursery that is truly exceptional. At Out in the Garden Nursery, you will find a vast array of shade plants, ornamental grasses, and hardy perennials. Let us help you bring color and texture into your garden. We offer over 100 types of perennials. Many of our plants are evergreen for year-round interest. Plus, we offer the best in personal attention. Out in the Garden Nursery, where we grow great gardens one plant at a time.
Every year, trees fall or break, causing property damage, power outages, and injury.
Now is the time for Bartlett Tree Experts and Collier Arbor Care to get your trees ready for the extreme conditions ahead.
Our free consultation will help to spot the signs of potentially hazardous trees.
We can help address problems before they occur. Whether it's trees or shrubs, we can help you get a healthy and beautiful garden.
Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts, providing environmentally safe tree care since 1907.
Find everything you need for fall at Al's Garden and Home.
Garden Time loves to come down to French Prairie Gardens, and I'm with Katie today. And Katie, you know, because I love coming every season because it's the same but it's different.
It
because
is.
It's a farm.
It is, and we do change seasonally, so our flowers in our garden center go from beautiful hanging baskets to these gorgeous chrysanthemums, or mums as we call them, for the fall season.
And they're quintessential fall. And I love these colors because the colors are those jewel tones that are just so beautiful right now.
Yeah, and they're just starting to bud up, as you can see, so you'll get about 4 to 6 weeks of longevity out of them, as long as you water them, of course.
Yes, please water them, because maybe the rains don't always come, so you have to water them.
Yeah, and it's usually sitting on your front porch where it's not going to get rain anyways.
Right.
So.
Right. But you have other things that we can decorate that front porch with.
We do, so we'll have corn stalks, we have some mini hay bales, we actually have some mixed containers with some mums and some grasses, or you can create your own. And then we also have so many pumpkins. We have about 30 varieties of pumpkins, so small ones, warty ones, squatty ones, pink ones, you name it.
Wow, and really something for every decor too, which is cool.
Yeah, and we still have a few fall shrubs that you can put in your landscape, and some perennials as well if you're still needing a few things.
Yeah, because it's the time to plant, and really it's getting cooler, it's getting a little bit more wet, so it makes it easier for us to plant.
It is, really. You put them in the ground, water them a few times, and let Mother Nature take care of it the rest of the way.
Definitely. And you know, speaking of like family farm, you have really a wonderful event happening tomorrow.
That's correct. We have our Fight for Your Life 5K, and that's a run out on the farm or walk. We say we like to have them all run, walk, crawl. We don't care. Come out and enjoy. The money goes to our cancer foundation. M's Fight helps local people fighting cancer. And you know, if you're not a runner and you just want to come out and be part of the experience, you're welcome to show up. We're having a concert afterwards. The sunflowers are blooming, so the sunflower maze is open. And we have lots of food at our Farmer's Fry, and beer and hard cider, of course.
Oh, and you know, it's a time to come out. It is a family event and so dear to the Paul Schneider family, but it's good for all our families to come out and have a day in the country and just enjoy that change of seasons and really get some decor for your front porch or something for your new garden. You can even come out the day of the race tomorrow and join in on the festivities. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Garden Time's Incredible Edibles.
Well, it's fall and you think of apples, and when you think of apples, I think of Portland Nursery. We're out here with Sarah out at the Portland Nursery Division store. And Sarah, it is apple season and you guys are starting to fill up with apples.
It is, and we are sad to say we're doing it a little bit differently this year. We are not having our usual apple tasting festival for obvious reasons with the COVID pandemic that's going on. But we are still carrying all of the apples that we normally would. So we are selling those for $1.29 a pound.
You know, which actually is kind of a nice thing because, you know, they're coming and going all the time, so it kind of prolongs the amount of time that you can come in and get your apples. Right?
Yeah, and there will be parking spots probably, whereas the festival usually things are pretty busy, so people can come in and get the apples that they want for their big cooking projects. And normally we store all of the apples to have them all ready for the same time, but we are bringing them in as they're ready now. So some different varieties are going to be cycling through, and you can always call and find out which ones we have.
And this is going to go on for a while, right? Because like you're saying, they're coming and going. So how long is the season going to be for those?
Yeah, we started with Gravensteins, which are the earliest apple, probably about 2 weeks ago, and we will definitely have them through October, possibly into November. And then we're also looking for nonprofits that need donations of apples. We're expecting to have some left over. We normally donate the leftover, but we're going to have quite a bit this year, I think.
Okay. And then, about how many different varieties of apples do you guys do?
Yeah, we're carrying 50 different varieties of apples and pears. So it's about 40 different kinds of apples and 10 different kinds of pears.
Oh, nice. And then you picked out some that are going on right now.
Yes.
Nice little array out here. So what are we looking at down on the table?
Yeah, we've just got the beginning coming in right now. So this first one is L-Star, which is one of my favorite fresh eating. It's got a nice sweet, but it's got like a little bit of a tart flavor. So I really highly recommend L-Star for fresh eating. And then we've got Ginger Golden, which is kind of like a Golden Delicious, but I think also better. So I really like the ones that we have here today. Yeah, so Ginger Golden is a really good yellow apple. Classic Gala, which people love for fresh eating. Macintosh, which is a really popular one on the East Coast. So a lot of people who are from the East Coast flock to come get this. They don't carry it as much in the grocery stores. It's great for fresh eating, but it's also great for cooking with. And then we've got the standard Bartlett pear, which are very good right now. Yes.
And you said these are all coming locally sourced, right?
Yep, they're all locally sourced. So we have them here supporting our local farms.
And so, people that are coming in, if they're used to the festival and the activities that are going on with the festival, since it's not necessarily a festival, you still have other things going on at the nursery during the apple time, right?
We're going to do our scarecrow contest again this year, which is a really fun one. So you can come and vote on your favorite scarecrow that customers submit. So if anyone wants to bring in a scarecrow, there's some details on our website and some prizes. And we also just have a ton of fall color and fall stuff to plant this year. It's a great time of year to be planting, and we've got the staff here to help with customer service.
And you're doing it at both locations, right?
Yes. Yeah, so the Scarecrow contest will be at the Stark location, but we will have apples at both locations.
Excellent. So if you're out, come down to Portland Nursery, it's going to be changing all the time. There's new varieties coming and going, so make sure you check back often. Come in and get some apples. You'll pick up some great fall decor, take advantage of some of the activities that are going on. So for more information on this, make sure you go to Portland Nursery's website, or you can go to gardentime.tv and get more information. So Sarah, thanks for having us, and the apples look delicious. I'm pretty sure some are going home with me today,
yes. So. Thanks.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
At Portland Nursery, we believe that gardening is a creative endeavor that enriches our experience, enlivens the spaces around us, and provides a safe haven for the mind. Portland Nursery has everything you need to make your space feel unique, inviting, and exciting. From houseplants and hedges to trees, tools, veggies, and herbs, our selection is always growing and changing, just like you. Come visit us today at 50th and Stark, 90th and Division.
Little Baja is your source for a whole lot of terracotta and concrete too. From bird baths and benches to Buddhas, bears, and fountains, plus the exclusive Baja chimney, we have an amazing variety of the finest in terracotta and concrete containers. Come check out our selection of statuary for any garden theme or setting. So for something for the garden, deck, or patio, come see us at Little Baja on East Burnside in Portland. Find us on Facebook too.
Fall in the Northwest is
the best time of year to plant, with warmer soils and cooler evenings.
A time to spend with family and friends. Fall is a time to celebrate,
to decorate,
and to enjoy the colors that are only found here in our area. Fall is a time to come to Garland Nursery.
And let us show you all that fall can be.
Garden Nursery, inspiring beautiful and bountiful gardens.
Find everything you need for fall at Al's Garden and Home.
I'm out in the Garden Nursery with Carol, and Carol, I love coming because you always have great grasses and other things for fall interest. So we have so much to choose from, so please let us hear about these.
Okay. So this first one is panicum. This happens to be ruby ribbons. There's quite a few different ones that are similar. I like ruby ribbons because it gets this really, really dark foliage early on, and then as it progresses through the fall, it gets better and better. And the more sun they're in, the better the color is.
That's
and then
nice.
have a nice little flower as well.
I like the contrast.
Yes.
Pretty.
And this next one is Buddleia Blonde Ambition, and this is becoming like the rock star of the grasses. We've got some in a bed that's got watered before the heat dome, not after the heat dome, and they look amazing. They take full sun, they're very drought tolerant once they're established, and these cute little flowers persist all through the winter. They're still there often in the spring when you cut them back.
That's cool. And that's what's great about coming here, because you could see things in display beds. So you have lots of information there and the experience of Carol so that you can see what they're going to look like down the road.
Then we've got a couple really neat miscanthus. So this is a tall version and a short version. These both get this really nice fall color. This one actually, this is Little Miss. It will start, even in July, you'll start getting some tips. The whole thing doesn't turn red, but the tips turn really nice. And then this taller one is Fire Dragon, and it's just starting to turn, and you can see it's already blooming, but the whole thing is gonna get these beautiful reds and oranges and yellows. So it's really great for fall color, plus it's a nice plant all season.
And then you really leave them up for winter too?
I leave them up, the miscanthus, I leave them up till about December, and about then they start to shatter and we take them down. Okay. But a lot of the other ones we leave all winter.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then this is so cute with
This
pink.
is one of my absolute favorites. This is Pennisetum Carly Rose. This is actually its second flush of blooms. The first blooms come out in June. They turn brown, but they hold nice. Like here's an old one, but here's fresh ones. As it cooled down, we got some rain.
Nice.
Then here comes this new great fall, fall flush of flowers. They get yellow fall color, but it's just a great all summer. Actually, for a Pennisetum, it's fairly drought tolerant as well.
Nice, nice. Oh, dark color.
And then these guys, I never get their proper names right, so we're going to just do their common names. So these are blue stems. This is big blue stem, and this is little blue stem. This one obviously is for this amazing deep, deep, deep color. This is a tall one in bloom. The flowers aren't very big, but they are up to 6 feet tall, but the foliage stays a couple feet tall. And then this one is Standing Ovation, and I've trialed a bunch of this group of plants, and this is the one I like the best.
Nice.
You can see it gets this great little raspberry at the end, and that gets stronger and stronger. And again, in full sun, they'll get better. These have been kind of crammed together, so each plant's not getting full sun. So in your garden, they're going to be much better than even out of the nursery.
Very pretty. And what's this tall one?
And this one, I love calamagrosses. I'm always preaching calamagrosses. This particular one is Lightning Strike, so it's got some variegation. So these flowers are from June, and they still look nice, and they're going to still look nice all winter long. Once we have a frost, the whole plant's going to turn brown, but they're going to hold their shape, and they're magnificent for winter interest.
You know, and that's what's so cool is you get that motion all summer, but then you get winter interest.
Yes.
So it's a win-win.
Yes.
And it's not all about grasses this fall. You have flowering things.
Yeah, these are some, Caryopteris are some of my absolute favorite plants. So there's 3 different ones here. This one in the front is Sunshine Blue, so it's got a gold foliage with a blue flower. This one is Beyond Midnight. It's more compact than most of them. It's got a super dark, dark blue flower and darker foliage. And then this one is Beyond Pinked. It's pink. I was been so excited. I've been waiting all summer for that to open. Is it really pink? And by golly, it's really pink. I'm excited about that.
And what's this last one real quick?
And this last one is a Vitex, and it's a nice shrub. They can get pretty big. This one's labeled like a 4 to 6. But they are very drought tolerant, and they're late fall or late summer, early fall bloomers. So this one's just finishing blooming, but it's got some side shoots coming. Usually you see them in like a bluey purple, and this is obviously pink. This is Pink Pinnacle.
Nice. And really, this is the time to come out in the garden, because you and all the Cascade Nursery Trail are having an event today.
Yes, we have the Colors of Fall Festival. So all 8 of our members are open. It's a great time to come see our full line of plants versus just a few at sales. See our garden, see what's doing well, what's not. And with this rain we just had, this is an absolute perfect time to plant.
Definitely, definitely. We keep telling you about fall is for planting, and this is your chance. So please go to Garden Time. You can click over to their website and come out and go see all of the Cascade Nursery Trail. Thanks so much, Carol.
Thanks, Judy.
Our tip of the week is how to put our irises to bed for the winter. These are some tips from our friends down at Shriner's Iris. And what we'll want to do is go through, our clump here. We want to kind of clean out all this old foliage. And this will get rid of all of we don't want any of this to stay in here for the disease and bug issues. So if we clean all this old foliage out, that's kind of down at the base of the plant. And then we want to take these older fronds that were up from the summertime, and we'll just kind of trim those back. So you can just go straight across like that. We'll leave up, a few inches just to kind of leave it as a marker so we know where it is. And then once we get all of this foliage out, we can go through and clean this up. We can put a little bit of fresh mulch over here for the winter time just to kind of protect the rhizomes. And then in springtime, after these start to grow, we can open those back up and our irises will be ready for spring. So that's our tip of the week, is how to clean up our irises for winter.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Welcome to the brand new Capital Subaru.
We've taken a big step forward.
We've built one of the most unique Subaru dealerships in the U.S.
And we know you're going to love it.
There's so much to see and do here, like shop at our exclusive pet store.
And unwind in one of our amazing new lounge spaces.
Or race through the obstacle course at our new dog park.
This place is pretty stinking cool.
It's time to discover again, with over 72,000 square feet just for you.
Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Is your garden getting tired? Don't let your garden fizzle out because of the summer heat. Stop by Wavra Farms for a refresher in summer color. We carry a great selection of plants that love the summer. Give your garden the splash of color that it deserves. Your outdoor entertaining will be more enjoyable when you are surrounded by beautiful plants, wonderful flowers, and great fragrance. Let us show you what a summer garden should be. Wavra Farms, just east of Salem, off Highway 22 at the Joseph Street exit.
Since 1929, Grimm's Fuel has powered great gardens around our area. With our comprehensive composting and yard debris services, we can apply quality garden mulch, compost, and blended soils with our experienced crews and trucks, including our landscape rock and bark products as well. We're proud of our industry-leading state-of-the-art composting facilities. We also can take care of your fuel oil and firewood needs. Grimm's Fuel, building great gardens since 1929.
To bring the extraordinary colors of fall to your landscape, you need to come to a place that offers more than the ordinary. At Sagawa Nursery, we love fall. From brilliant yellows to vibrant reds, we have one of the Northwest's largest selections of Japanese maples. At Sagawa Nursery, we also have a colorful selection of hardy plants, so your home can be as beautiful as the season. Come visit us and see how we can help you make your season extraordinary. Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
I'm out here at Blooming Junction. I'm with Ron. Ron, we've gotten some rains now. It's definitely fall.
Finally.
But you've got this great new building.
We do. It's our soon-to-be new retail greenhouse. We hope to be open here in a couple weeks, and we'll have some fun indoor shopping available.
Which is great, because now that the weathers are turning, to have that covered space.
Right, right.
Now that we do have the rains and it is fall, you have some great selection of some fall plants. So show me kind of what you got on the cart today.
Well, I've got, I just picked out a few things that I think are fun in the fall. I've got the Pensman Dark Towers here. We've got the Heuchera Fire Chief. These are great in pots right now, especially up by the front porch with your other fall decor. We've got an Aster Professor Kippenberg. I've got a Helenium here, Carnival, which is beautiful. These always do really well in the late summer. Of course, you can't have fall without Sedum Autumn Joy. This is a great one right now too for pollinators, especially bumblebees.
Yeah.
Bumblebees love this one. Something that we always get questions about in the fall is the Parthenocissus tricuspidata, because it goes through such intense fall color.
Right.
So we have some of that here.
And this is a nice trailing, right? It'll self.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Be a little careful what it attaches to, because it definitely will attach.
And you know, grasses are always kind of a fun fall plant too. So what's this guy?
This is a Miscanthus blondo. We also have our oak leaf hydrangea here. I pulled this out because the leaves go through some absolutely fabulous fall color. It's done blooming, but
you start seeing that red's coming out.
Yeah, frankly, I have a couple of these at home, and I grow them for the foliage, the fall color. And then we got some Persicaria, some Barbarous.
So there's some,
and of course, some
having a lot
here.
of blooms going into the fall.
Oh
is
yeah,
nice,
definitely,
nice too.
definitely.
You know, with all these fall colors and the blooms, you know, we talk a lot about, you know, planting for fall. And why is fall such a good time to get planting?
Well, you know, fall's a good time for a few reasons. One, people I think are a little burned out over summertime, and you know, they're just kind of enjoying what they have and keeping it going. With the fall rains and stuff like that, you could definitely work your soil easier. Plants also continue to stimulate root growth in the late summer and fall. What that'll do is take you in through winter where it still is producing roots, just not as much. Then in springtime, you know, you have the benefit of deeper roots. Your perennials are going to be basically twice as big as when you planted in fall. You know, perennials, when you buy them in the spring or summertime, they kind of just do their thing for that year. It's that second season that they really take off. And then going into summertime, your plants are much more established and can handle any kind of drought.
And you guys have, you know, a special going on now.
We do. We have a fall clearance or a fall inventory reduction sale going on. We have plenty of inventories, so you know, we welcome people to come on down.
Well, good. You know, so make sure you come out to Blooming Junction. You know, check out their new covered retail space. It's only going to get better in the coming weeks as you start filling this up. You know, pick up some great plants for fall. You know, there's lots of color, there's lots of flowers. So come out and see Ron and his staff out here at Blooming Junction. So thanks for having us out today.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you for watching Garden Time today, and don't forget about the Cascade Nursery Trail event happening this weekend.
You know, for more information on today's show or any of our other episodes, go to gardentime.tv. Judy and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on Garden Time.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.